Mrs. Bradley. I'm back in the art studio, and today we are going to learn how to draw a close-up of a fish. For this fish, I use permanent marker, crayon, and a little bit of watercolor. When we draw our fish today, you'll be able to use whatever you want to use. I'm going to draw in permanent marker so you can see what I'm doing. If you'd like to draw with a pencil, that's fine. That way you'll be able to erase if you feel like you need to fix a mistake. I'm going to start with a blank piece of paper. And the first thing I'm going to do is draw the pointed part of my fish face. Fish face. That's hard to say. It's like a tongue twister. So at the top of my paper, about halfway, I'm going to draw a diagonal line going down about halfway. Then I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to draw a line going down, and I'm going to make it curve a little bit until it goes off my paper. Next, I'm going to go back to the top of my paper and I'm going to draw a curved line that touches the bottom. So I'm going to show you my fish again. I've drawn the front part of the face and the line that defines where the gills would be. I'm going to add the eye next. You can make your eye however you want. I'm going to use a circle. I'm going to draw a circle inside of the circle. I'm going to color it in a little bit. And if you want to make your fish fancy, you can even add another circle, or you could add another circle. You make your fish the way you'd like to make your fish. Next, I'm going to add the bottom lip. I'm going to start about halfway down my curved line on the bottom and go up and around and touch the point. If you want to just have one lip, you can have the one side of that one lip, or I added another part on top of my fish. So I would start about right here, draw a diagonal line going down, and just make it touch. I'm also going to add some speckles on his face. I'm going to use circles. If you don't want speckles, you don't have to add speckles. Next, I'm going to draw the fin on the side of his body. I'm going to start about right here, and it's going to look like a big letter C. I'm going to decorate my fin with some detail. On this fin, I used a circle and some lines. On this fin, I'm going to make it a little bit different. I'm going to use an oval and a line. And I think I might add another line. And I think I will add polka dots. That is my fish fin. The next part of my drawing is going to be the gills. Oops, my paper is wrinkling up a little bit. I'm going to start at the curved line defining the face and draw a line to the edge of my paper. Then I'm going to go down about an inch or 2 inches. You can make them as many lines as you'd like. And I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to draw through my fish fin. I'm going to stop and bump into that line and pick up my pen. I think I'm going to draw one more, and I'm going to touch the edge of my paper. I know I touched the edge of my paper because I can see it. I'm messing that. Next, I'm going to add some lines to define the gills. Gills are the things on the side of the fish that help it breathe. So I've got my fish head ready. It's pretty big. And now I'm going to use my crayons from school to color it in a little bit. I'm only going to use crayon on certain parts of my fish. And then I'm going to use watercolor to finish it off. You can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you can use watercolor. If you have marker, you can use marker. If you want to use marker and watercolor together, you need to make sure that you have permanent markers. If you don't use permanent markers, the watercolor will make your washable markers, like one of these markers, it'll make it run, and it would kind of look like a watercolor. So I'm going to take a nice Tickle Me Pink color and color in my fish lips. I'm going to do the bottom lip. I'm going to color in the top lip. Get it nice and dark. This would be a good time to practice your coloring skills. Try and stay in the lines. I'm going to color the speckles on the fish face next. I think I'm going to use purple this time. On my original artwork, I used sea green. But I think I'd like to make this one different. I'm going to make these purple. Since I'm making the spots purple, I'm going to color in the spot on the fin purple. And I'm going to color, you know what? I'm going to leave those for last to see what color I think might make it pop. Now I'm going to color around the eye. I'm going to use a sea green. I'm going to use a bright yellow. And I think I will use my sea green again to finish it off. Almost looks like a bullseye. If you want to give your fish an eyebrow, you could give your fish an eyebrow. I know some of the girls like to always have eyelashes, so you could add eyelashes. I think I'm going to color these little polka dots on the fin sea green, because I know if I looked at a fish that was a tropical fish and lived in salt water, that fish would be pretty bright. I'm going to use yellow. Now I think I'm going to find a nice bright red. It's almost pink. Let's check it out. Violet red. And color around my big purple oval. Okay, I got that. Now I'm going to take indigo, here's my indigo crayon, and I'm going to put a dark indigo line, oops, on my fish gills so that they really pop out when I put paint on top of it. I think I'll do them all the same. If you want to do them different colors, you can do them different colors. On my other fish project, I used orange, I used red, and I used sky blue. I think I'm ready to paint. So I'm going to take my watercolors. I'm going to make a puddle in my light blue. This color blue is actually called 70s eyeshadow, which was popular back in the 1970s, way before your time. And I'm going to start painting in my fish. And you can make these stripes that define the gills different colors. You can make them all the same color. It's totally up to you. Remember, you're the artist. You get to choose your color scheme. And you know what? I think I might make mine all blue. Got that nice 70s blue going on. And if it doesn't go on even, it's okay. I really like it when there are pockets of dark color and pockets of lighter color. And if you want it to be dark, you're going to want to let the first layer of paint dry and then go back and you can use some more paint on top to make it darker. I think I like the way my fish is coming out. Actually, I really like it. I wasn't sure what colors I was going to use before I started. If you know what colors you're going to use, great. If you're not sure, that's okay too, because sometimes in art we have to experiment to see what we like and what we don't like. Alright, he's all blue, or she's all blue. You decide, he or she. I'm going to paint the fin. I'm going to get my watercolor. I'm going to make a puddle in my watercolor. This color is called Buzzy. I think they called it Buzzy because it maybe looks like a bumblebee. And I'm going to paint the rest of the fin yellow. It's nice and dark and bright. Got that? Now I'm going to paint the face. I think I'm going to use green paint, and this one's called Jiminy, like Jiminy Cricket. I'm going to make a puddle and my paint cake. When you go to the store and you buy a container of watercolors, these are called paint cakes. I'm going to paint my fish face green. It's nice and bright. Add a little bit more water. If you think you got too much water, or you have too much water, you can blot it off with a paper towel or tissue. You're not going to want to paint in one spot over and over and over again, because we all know a lot of times that will make a hole in your paper. I see my blue is bleeding into my green, and I'm good with that. Looks kind of neat. I also discovered that I have a little splash of green on my paper. I'm not going to worry about that, because when I go to paint the water, you're probably not going to be able to see those little specks. When the water hits it, it's going to make it dissolve into the blue, make it pretty transparent. And if it doesn't, it's okay, because if you look at the ocean sometimes, the water looks blue. Sometimes it looks turquoise, which is a blue-green. Sometimes if you're high above the water and looking down at it, you'll see lots of shades. Oops, got a little bit of blue in there. I'm going to go over that. Nice. You'll see lots of shades of blue. Alright, we got our fish face done. We'll go back and put a little bit of water here and smooth that out. He's looking a little splotchy, but I like it. Maybe next time when he goes to the beach he should wear his sunscreen. Now I'm going to go back to my 70s eye color, make a puddle in my paint, and I'm going to paint the water. Ooh, maybe I'm going to use swishes to make it look like the fish is swimming swimming quickly, or chasing after his dinner. Put it up there. I'm going to fill in the rest. And remember, if you get into your crayon with your watercolor, it's not going to matter. You can blot it off with your paper towel or your Kleenex or your tissue. I'm going to go over my little green dots. This will be an experiment. Let's see what happens. Ooh, made it turn into a nice turquoise color. And they're gone. They disappeared. Continue with my swishes. I'm almost done. There you go. And again, you can use markers to color in your fish. You can use Crayola crayons to color in your fish. You can use colored pencil. You can use watercolor. You can use whatever you would like. And if you use multiple kinds of colors, like crayons and markers, or crayons and watercolor, an artist will call that multimedia. When your project is done, don't forget to own it. Sign your name at the bottom so everybody knows who did that beautiful work. Until next time, have a good day. Bye.